Welcome to back my channel, Old Coins History Today. Video is one you won't to miss. We're diving into the world of coins top half dollar. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. So let's get it started. The 1972 United States half dollar. A coin embedded with rich historical significance, is part of the long-standing lineage of the Kennedy half dollar series. First introduced in 1964 to honor the recently assassinated President John F. Kennedy. The 1972 half dollar carries forward the design initiated in the early years of this series, and though it is not among the rarest of American coins, it plays a meaningful role in the history of U.S. coinage, marking a continued era of transformation in both physical composition and symbolic representation. The coin was minted in three primary locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver D; and San Francisco S. The circulation strikes were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, while the San Francisco Mint produced both proof coins and a 40% silver version as part of special mint sets. This coin is of considerable interest to both numismatists and casual collectors due to its blend of symbolic importance and transition-era design. The obverse front of the coin prominently features the left-facing profile of John F. Kennedy. Designed by Gilroy Roberts, the image was crafted quickly after Kennedy's death in 1963, and Roberts, then chief engraver of the United States Mint, used an earlier design from a Kennedy presidential medal. Around Kennedy's portrait, the word Liberty is inscribed in capital letters, and below the neckline is the date 1972. The motto, "In God We Trust," is divided, within God on the left side and We Trust on the right side, creating a subtle balance that is both symbolic and aesthetically pleasing. Kennedy's image on the coin became a lasting tribute to a president who symbolized hope and progress to a generation of Americans, and his legacy remains one of the reasons why the half dollar bearing his name remains popular, even long after its everyday circulation diminished. The reverse side of the 1972 Canadian half dollar is equally iconic and designed by Frank Gasparo, who succeeded Gilroy Roberts as chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. It features the presidential seal, a heraldic eagle with a shield on its chest. The eagle is clutching an olive branch in its right talon, representing peace, and 13 arrows in its left talon, symbolizing the original 13 colonies and the nation's readiness to defend itself if necessary. The eagle's head is turned toward the olive branch, symbolizing a preference for peace over war. Above the eagle's head is a cluster of 13 stars forming a circle, and above those stars is a glory of light that radiates outward, reinforcing the majestic nature of the seal. Surrounding this design is the inscription United States of America at the top and the denomination half dollar at the bottom. This reverse imagery has appeared on other items of American insignia and serves as a constant reminder of the nation's values and federal identity. One of the noticeable features of the 1972 Kennedy half dollar is its composition. By 1972, regular issue half dollars were made of copper nickel clad rather than the earlier 90% silver or the later 40% silver versions found in special collector's issues. Specifically, the 1972 Business Strike half dollar contains an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to an inner core of pure copper. With broader economic strategies to phase out precious metals from common coinage, each coin has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, a weight of 11.34 grams, and a reeded edge, which helps in both authenticity and usability. In terms of mintage, the 1972 half dollar was not a low mintage coin by any means. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 153.8 million pieces, while the Denver Mint struck about 141.9 million. Additionally, the San Francisco Mint struck around 3.2 million. Proof coins for collectors and a limited number of 40% silver. Uncirculated coins for the collector community, these proof versions, identified by the S mint mark, were struck with specially polished dies and exhibit a mirror-like surface. Though the 1972 half dollar was produced in high number circulation, of these coins declined in real-world commerce. Many Americans had begun to hoard Kennedy half dollars due to the strong emotional connection to the late president, while others saw the larger size of the coin as inconvenient. As a result, even though the mint continued to produce them in substantial quantities throughout the 1970s, they became more prevalent in banks, collector sets, and institutional holdings rather than pocket change. This social phenomenon of saving the Kennedy half is a key aspect of its numismatic history, as it speaks to the public sentiment of the era and its influence on the economics of coin circulation. From a collector's standpoint, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar presents an interesting study. Because of its high mintage, circulated examples are generally common and hold value primarily for their historical and aesthetic appeal rather than scarcity. However, coin collectors often look for high-grade specimens, especially those graded MS65 or higher, and those with strong strikes, clean surfaces, and full luster. Some era coins have also emerged from the 1972 production runs. These include examples with off-center strikes, double dies, and coins struck on planchettes meant. For other denominations, while not exceedingly common, such era coins fetch a premium among era coin specialists. Another nuance in collecting this coin lies in the proof strikes from San Francisco. These coins exhibit sharp detail, frosted devices, and brilliant mirrored fields. Deep cameo DCAM examples where the frosted portrait of Kennedy strongly contrasts with the reflective field are particularly prized in the collector's market. Additionally, uncirculated 40% silver versions of the 1972 coin, which were part of special collector sets, contain 0.1479 troy ounces of silver and are more desirable for both bullion content and their limited mintage. In a broader historical context, the Kennedy half-dollar, including the 1972 issue, serves as a cultural relic from a time when the nation was undergoing social, political, and economic changes. In the early 1970s, the United States faced inflation, the Vietnam War, civil rights challenges, and political scandal, culminating in Watergate. The Kennedy half-dollar, with its enduring image of a martyred president, provided a form of patriotic solace and a reminder of national ideals during turbulent times. While the coin no longer circulated as actively as other denominations like the penny, nickel, or quarter, it maintained a symbolic presence. Often used in ceremonial purposes, military pay ceremonies, casino gaming, and souvenir collecting. The continued production of the coin, despite its limited circulation, reflects the United States Mint's acknowledgement of its symbolic and collector-driven demand. In educational settings, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is often used to introduce students to coin collecting, history, and the presidency of John F. Kennedy, whose youthful charisma, tragic death, and legacy continue to evoke interest. The grading and storage of 1972 half-dollars also form a key aspect of numismatic practice. Coins are typically stored in 2x2 cardboard holders, coin flips, or more permanent acrylic cases. Those sent to grading companies, such as PCGS or NGC, may receive numeric grades from 1 poor to 70, perfect, uncirculated, along with designations, such as place proof-like, DMPL, deep mirror proof-like, or FBL full bell lines, though more common for Franklin half-dollars. Well-preserved, 1972 coins in mint state or proof condition can appreciate modestly in value, especially when free from contact marks and showcasing full original luster. Beyond their numismatic and historical roles, half-dollars, like the 1972 Kennedy, also hold value in the world of silver stackers when they contain silver, although most 1972 issues do not. However, some collectors include them in silver bullion sets purely for completeness or sentimental value. Educationally, the coin is often used in illustrating the evolution of coinage metal composition, shifts in mint production policy, and cultural memory. In conclusion, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is much more than a 50-cent piece. It is a symbol of national memory, a reflection of evolving minting technology, and a touchstone for multiple generations of collectors and historians. It may not carry the high market value of earlier silver issues or ultra-low mintage coins, but its emotional and historical worth continues to endure. Whether preserved in coin albums, inherited from older relatives, discovered in pocket change, or purchased as part of a U.S. typeset, the 1972 half-dollar stands as a physical representation of a complex and transitional era in American history. Collectors often find that its story, linked to one of America's most beloved presidents, gives the coin a lasting significance that transcends its face value. It is in every sense a coin of memory and legacy, resting at the intersection of everyday utility and numismatic reverence.